What's going on, guys? It's Eric again, back with another video. I want to appreciate everyone kind of looking at the last video that I had. I believe it was called like Big Problems with Michigan Football. I talked about Jim Harbaugh and the coaching staff and how they kind of seem to have lost their fire and how they're not really coaching or anything like that. And the team kind of seems to be in this kind of mode of here we go again. And I don't know, maybe a little bit of perhaps of the team kind of not believing in itself or have lost faith in the coaching staff. I don't know if that's happened there. That's kind of what I talked about here in the last video. I'll go ahead and put a card up. I believe it's going to be up over here for the card to watch that video. If you guys are interested in that, you guys want to watch that video again, feel free about getting that. I think that last time I looked, it had about 1,600 views. And I don't think it's crested the 2,000 mark yet. But if I have any returning viewers back to my channel to watch this video, I really do appreciate you guys watching that video, even though it only has about like 3 minutes of watch time on it. But I am humbled that I got that many views, so I really do appreciate that for you guys. And as you guys know, on the channel, I'm just a normal kind of Joe here. I watch everything on this on my television here, which I've got Ball State and Northern Illinois kind of going on. I'm watching a little bit of MAC football. It's tied right now, 14-14. But I'm just a viewer of college football and pro football. If you guys watch this channel, I'm pretty much football, a little bit of Tigers content. That's why I got my Tigers hat on here. But this particular video is going to talk about what happens if Jim Harbaugh kind of ends up leaving, or if he's fired, or he ends up next season being the coach and then they don't renew his contract or anything like that, and everything kind of staying the same here. Who should Michigan probably go out and look for a head coach? Now, I know Steve Dace, Michigan podcast that I watch probably pretty religiously on there. I don't comment on all of his videos. He said that he's not going to go out and do, kind of bring out names or anything, but he thought there was quite a bit of coaching candidates out there that would love to be Michigan's head coach. And maybe some of them even be in the top tier coaches might even want to come to Michigan. And that's kind of what I've got here. With this kind of little printout, and I got a little bit of index card here with a couple of different names on it. Some of the names are different, some of them aren't. Let's kind of go out and start with kind of coming in right now with, and I'm horrible with names, guys. If you guys watch any of my videos, I'm horrible with first and last names. Brent Venables, I believe that's how you pronounce his name. He's a defensive coordinator at Clemson. Knowing his history and being under Bob Stoops as his defensive coordinator, maybe he might want the job of being a head coach. Now, I'm not saying that he's going to want to come to Michigan. I'm just saying that he's a possible coaching candidate, and based on all the other articles that I read, a couple of other kind of people think kind of the same thing. Like I said, he was Bob Stoops' defensive coordinator at Oklahoma, and you know how he took Oklahoma to the Big 12 championship, kind of won some Big 12 championships with Bob Stoops, and Bob Stoops is another one, so kind of this is probably going to go hand in hand with these two guys. They both won Big 12 championships, kind of took them to that college football playoff, but then could never get them over the top to getting them to the national championship, winning the 2 games to get them to the national championship. Usually you kind of seen them right at the semifinal level, and then they either lost to either Clemson or Alabama, whichever one they got drawn for. I don't ever remember them playing Georgia, although it very well they could have played Georgia, but I don't ever remember them seeing and getting past the semifinal round. Maybe once, probably they made it to the final round, but I don't ever remember them winning a national championship. So that would be a much, much bigger step for Michigan if Brett or Bob Stoops accepted the job, got their players in there and their coaches, and took the team to this level. It would be a kind of a big kind of recruiting thing for, at least for Michigan, probably getting some recruits away from Ohio State and bringing them up to Michigan, and probably from any of the other Big Ten schools. Notre Dame's another big one you could steal recruits from if you got Michigan to that kind of elite level, that elite team for a little bit. So I think Brent would probably be the better choice. I don't know if Bob Stoops is going to want to come back to being coaching. He very well may be, but maybe it's just not at Michigan. Brent probably seems to be the guy that would probably be the better choice. But although, again, you don't know if he wants to come here because he's got 2 kids in at Clemson too. We all have to remember that he may not want to leave there until his kids have graduated from Clemson. So. But it's a coaching one that Michigan just has to pick up the phone and reach out. And a lot with these coaches I'm going through on here, guys, they're going to have to pick up the phone and call and kind of see what their interest level is, even if they even want to come to the Big Ten and face Ohio State, face Penn State, Minnesota, Northwestern, all those teams. And we all know that Northwestern and even Indiana, they're good teams in the Big Ten. Even though this coronavirus year has kind of made stuff a little wonky, the Big Ten's a good league to be in. Another one here is Matt Campbell, the Iowa State head coach. He's kind of another one. You don't know if he's going to leave Ames to come to Michigan, come to Ann Arbor. There wasn't really a whole lot about him on here. Teams never get blown out by him. I will give it that. And as I was reading the article, I was like, that's right. I never really ever seen Iowa State ever get blown out. But who's to say that's not going to happen at Michigan and against Ohio State? That's what all these coaches have to, and I probably should have preluded it with this. All these other coaches are going to have to try and get past that hump of beating Ohio State, or at least get us to the level of competing with them. That's really kind of where it is with Michigan right now. Just get us to the level of competing with Ohio State, and then concentrate on getting over that hump and getting to beat Ohio State. I think probably Matt Campbell would be another good hire. I don't know if it's anything to shake a stick at. Like I said, he's kind of the same boat as kind of, and here I go again with names. I got to read the name again. Brent Venables. I hope I pronounced that name right. I hope I written it down right too. You just don't know if he's going to want to leave there either for a Michigan coaching job here too, because there's a lot of obstacles and challenges with this Michigan football team. You got Graham Harrell at USC. He won a Super Bowl with the Packers when him and Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers actually still in the league with the Packers, but he did win a Super Bowl with the Green Bay Packers. So there is that. He kind of knows what to see, kind of how the coaches are supposed to coach to get him to that championship level, whether it's on the college or on the pro football scene. But if he ends up doing well out there, you don't know if he's going to want to leave Southern California to come to Ann Arbor in a cold October, November, December kind of year. Just another one where you got to pick up the phone, ask him if he kind of wants to come out here. Like I talked about Bob Stoops, the big one kind of, and I already talked about Bob, I'm sorry. The big one is Luke Fickell. Everyone kind of seems to be big on Luke Fickell. There was a bunch of them in my comments about having a Luke Fickell here. I don't know if Luke Fickell wants to come to Michigan, guys. I think his dream job is Ohio State. If Ryan Day ever kind of moves on to the NFL, which I think that's really the only real move that he would make, is to go to the NFL, to head coach in the NFL. But even then, it's maybe even a hard sell to even get him to move out of Columbus there. My just gut feeling says no to Luke Fickell. And it's just my own personal opinion. I don't think he wants to. I don't think he wants to leave Cincinnati, which right now they're number 5 in the country with that team. But again, you got the Big Ten kind of coming on, the Pac-12 just starting here too, guys. I just really don't see Luke Fickell kind of leaving Cincinnati. And there was another one on this list here that was, and I'm going to have to look him up here. And then there's David Shaw from Stanford. This one kind of seems a little bit of a dark horse to me. I really don't know really a whole lot about him, nor did any of the articles kind of really seem to sing his praises here. And well, maybe I'm just looking at the wrong articles here too. I believe I remember him playing Michigan State and him kind of going on that 4th down. I believe that was him, and maybe it wasn't him. But the photograph that I see here, and kind of how I remember the Michigan State-Stanford game at the Rose Bowl back in, goodness, I guess it was 14, was it, or something like that? I believe that is the guy that Michigan may want to consider. Now, again, I believe this is a dark horse one. And maybe he's learned from that, too, that 4th down call where they didn't get that 1st down to kind of keep going down there to make that touchdown to defeat Michigan State in the Rose Bowl. And 14, I believe it was, right around there. I don't know really a whole lot about the guy. I will admit that. But you guys seem to be big on Luke Fickell. A couple of other people seem to be high on, goodness, there was another one that you guys said, and I can't remember the name, and I didn't write it down here either. I didn't go through my YouTube comments or anything to try to see who you guys all said. I remember Luke Fickell because a lot of you guys said Luke Fickell, and on some other podcasts that were done, and I read some of the comments there. A lot of people are high on Luke Fickell. I just don't see him coming over here. I think he's probably going to stay in Cincinnati and may wait for the Ohio State vacancy to come in so he can put his name in the hat. So I mean, guys, let me know what you guys think. Is there somebody down that you guys think that I didn't know that maybe they should consider? Now, this is all if, ands, or buts. If Harbaugh leaves Michigan or if Michigan ends up firing him at the end of the year, I think probably what's really going to happen is they're not going to fire Jim. They're going to let him go to the end of his contract, and then they're probably going to do a wait-and-see approach about, is there anybody out there that they can think they can get? And if not, they may just re-sign Jim Harbaugh, which to me, if that happens, I don't know, guys. I just think he's lost his fire and lost his competitiveness and probably wants to move on to the next job. So, guys, let me know what you guys think down in the comments, your criticisms, what you guys think. Put it down below. Also, please consider hitting that subscribe button and make sure you guys hit that bell notification so you guys get more videos just like this one. All right, guys, I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope to see you guys again soon. Deuces. Take care, guys.